Hello everyone, as we are here with event number 6 of Marble Clash Competition Season 2 with a brand new event that we haven't seen before. That's right, this is the Biathlon. And this is a really nice, neat looking course we have here for today. And I can't wait to see how this will go. Meanwhile, in the overall standings, Kelvin Cosmos have taken the lead away from Team Massive after winning the previous event. So now, we're be taking a look at this example run done by the Frosting Frogs. So all 4 marbles will be going at the same time, and they will take hands and just try to reach the end in a quick time possible. 3 on the grab tracks, and the last marble will be the one that will land on this grid right here. The grid is divided by 5 colors from red, orange, yellow, green, and blue, and it will be dependent by the amount of time that will be removed from your overall, which will make it your grand total for the event. And with the example run out of the way, we're going to be starting off with the Ramen Bombshells. Off they go. Here we go, they take the second hand. Here comes the third. As they're making their way to the anchor. And off they go. They're traversing down pretty okay there, and it looks like they were past the yellow, so it looks like that will be 3. So the 3 will take off a second and a half off their current score. And that starts off with a 9.98 to start off for this event. Next up, we have Mustard Army. Let's see how they do. So far, they're going pretty mid in the standings. So far, let's see how they'll do as they're currently in the second hand. Here they come with the third. And here comes the anchor. They're going pretty well here. And it looks like they get themselves a 3 as well. That's not pretty bad, I would say. I believe the second one did pretty well going down. As we see the jump, 9.63, Mustard Army has taken the lead for now. Alright, next up, the Chocolate Bananas. This team hasn't been going really well so far. They are currently sitting in dead last in the standings, and getting a goose egg from the previous event. As they're currently right now, they're on their second, now they hand out to the third, and they're about to take the anchor, and off they go. They went pretty quickly there, and it looks like that's another 3. So it looks like it's going to trying to get dependent on the time, I would say. But that's still a pretty good run, I would assume. The second one pretty well, and I believe the fourth one did get a good burst of speed, but 11.36, that is a total of 9.86, which is going to put them in second place. Now we move on to Team Clear. Off they go. The first one going pretty quick there. Here comes the second. Took a bit slowness on the shot. Oh, the third one is caught off guard with the time. But how will the anchor do? And it looks like it only manages to make it to the 3 as well. So far, the 3-1 is starting to become the most common right now. So far, every single team that we've seen so far has landed in the 3 zone. 9.48, they get the best time with a 10.98, and Team Clear is going to be jumping in to P1. Now we move on to the Lightning Pirates. This team is placing below in the standings around 12th place. And it looks like they're going pretty well here. That third one took a bit slowness there, but what about the anchor? And it looks like, oh! Looks like the Lightning Pirates have reached 4. Yeah, I was about to remind her, if the marble is in the line of the block, it will still count as the upper hand of the piece. So it looks like a 4.906 Lightning Pirates get a great jump there, and that's going to put them into first place. Solid done by the Lightning Pirates. And now we move on to the Aliens. They're going pretty well here, I would say. They traverse down really well, but here comes the anchor. That's actually a really good time there, and it looks like they landed in the 3. The Aliens. They're starting to improve themselves a bit, I would say, after a very tremendous happened with Goop in the Tau Moguls. 9.40. Aliens are now in second place. And now we move on to our leaders in the overall standings, the Kelvin Cosmos. Can they beat the Lightning Pirates right now? That was a pretty quick one for the first one. What about the second? Here comes the third. They're going pretty well here. And here comes the anchor. And they only managed to pass 3. But did the time they said we'll still be able to beat enough to take the lead though? I'm not quite sure. But those first 3 runs were really well done there. 9.31, that is not going to be enough to beat the Lightning Pirates, but that's still good enough to move up to second place. Now let's move on to the Monochromes. 2 gold medals, 2 medals in a row from the Monochromes, as well as 2 gold medals, 2 medals for the Kelvin Cosmos as well. But anyways, the Monochromes, they were scoring pretty well in the Gravity Tracks, and they didn't actually make it to the 3. They went too far to the right, and it only manages to reach 2. So the 2 means that it will be it's just going to be taking 1 second off your time. And also 4 from the Lightning Pirates, it takes 2 seconds off your time as well. 9.94, Monochromes will just barely scrape and will just be in 7th place. Just only beating out the Ramen Bombshells by just about 400ths of a second. And now we're halfway through. We're going to be moving on to the Shining Stars. And they hand up the second. Here comes their third. Took a bit slowly there. And as we see the anchor, and they managed to make it to 3. And I believe their time they made was pretty decent. The second one was a bit slow there, but I didn't think it really mattered there. 9.55 Shining Stars are going to be moving up to 5th place. Alright, next up, the Malachi Mantises. Our gold medalists back in balancing duel. And they are off. And hand out the second. Here comes the third. Great maneuverings in the third one. And here comes the anchor. And it only manages to reach yellow. So that is going to be another 3. Yeah, 3 is starting to definitely be the most common one to land on. But I would say that's a pretty okay run from the Malachi Mantises there. The time there I realized was a bit doozy. 9.73, that's only going to put them in 7th place. Just below the bottom half of the current teams so far that have run. But now, as we see some of the crowd going, wow, here comes our hosts, the Paintballers. They're actually going really well here. This is a really quick time, I would say. Oh, they nearly reached the 4, but it's only just going to be good enough for 3. But I'm starting to realize by the time, I think that could be enough to beat the Lightning Pirates, though. This is really going to be tremendous for the Paintballers, I would say. Oh my god, look at that time, 10.44! And that is actually going to put them in P1. As their total score, 8.94, just barely under 9 seconds. And that is definitely going to be a great finishing there for the Paintballers. As currently looking right now, as we see Gardening Squad. This team currently sitting in 3rd. Can they make it up with their results? And they only managed to reach 3, but I'm starting to realize with that time, it was starting to become... It was slowly one of the worst things I have seen so far. As we see right here, the anchor took a bit of a hard turn there. 11.63. They are now currently sitting in dead last with a total of 10.13. Now we move on to our team who currently sits in 2nd place, Team Acid. Off they go. They hand off the 2nd. Here comes the 3rd. And see, oh, that 3rd one just really was slowed down a bit. And after that, and it looks like it only reaches 3 again. A lot of 3s in this event, I would say. But that was still a pretty... I don't know about... Yeah, I don't really know about that. 10.03, just a tenth of a second ahead of Gardening Squad. and they are going to be currently sitting in second to last. Now we move on to the Seashell Sightseers. So far they have been placing pretty well, but with no medals to their credit, they are currently sitting in the bottom half for the overall standings. As we see right now from the anchor, a good burst of speed. Ooh, nearly reaches 4, but it's still going to be a 3. Some of these teams are trying to get... There were some few close calls for some of the teams, but it's still not enough to try to reach them. So far, only Lightning Pirates were able to surpass 3. And at 9.59, the Seashell Sightseers move up to 7th place. We have 2 teams left to go. Right now, we're moving on to the Frenzy Fireworks. Off they go. Hand up the second. A bit slow in the second, and a bit okayish in the third. But what about the anchor? And is another 3 from the Frenzy Fireworks. As I just realized from that first run, they were pretty slow there. That kind of affected them a bit, I would say. Where's the Frenzy Fireworks sitting? 9.68. They are sitting in 9th place. And now we move on to our last team, the Poseidons. This team currently sitting in the top half in 5th place. And off they go. Here comes the second. Oh, that second one is really slow. What about the third? They did okay. But what about their anchor? And it only reaches into the 3 mark. But I just realized from that second marble they were very slow there. Man, that's really gonna hurt them a lot, I would say. Well, where's their score? 10.25. They sit in dead last. Very sad there for the Poseidons. But our hosts, the Paintballers, have taken the gold in the Biathlon. Congratulations to our hosts here. Lightning Pirates get the silver, and our leaders, the Kelvin Cosmos, take the bronze. In our standings, the Kelvin Cosmos stretch the lead. As we look at 3rd to 13th, they are all 7 points, all off of each other. Coming up next will be the 3rd event for the Constellation Clash of the Funnels. Man, this was a tremendous event to see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned. See you next time.